everybody. Welcome to Quarter and Steam. I'm Angela. You're in my sewing room. I mean, it's like you're in my sewing room. That's the point. Like you're here, sitting there, so we can chat. It is hot as blazes today. Very warm. Very nice in the house. But we were sitting outside and it was warm, but it was just lovely. It really was lovely. Okay. Welcome to day 53, I think. Yes. 34, 53. 53. 53. Okay, Angela, move on. All right. We are making our Star Spangled wall hanger. And we're just about done with the top, with the front. So somebody, Scotty Dog maybe? Somebody had made a comment about watching the bias. I'm going to be honest. I don't feel confident or patient enough to worry about the bias usually when I'm cutting or when I'm steaming or not. And I'm sure that that brings with it a full set of its own problems. However, this is like watching me talk only with my hands. See what I mean? Let's go to the table. However, it did get me thinking about something yesterday that I saw a video on. And I am just terrible, and it's not intentional. It's not intentional. I'm terrible. Right now, my brain is just shot lately. There's just a lot going on. So I forgot whose channel it was. It was a gentleman. And he was talking about a scant 1/4 inch versus like a full 1/4 inch seam. And he tends to sew on the scant 1/4 inch. So we're going to try a little bit of that. We're going to do a little test with the scant 1/4 inch because his point was, especially when you have things where you have lots of seams kind of intersecting, that even though you've sewn it a 1/4 inch, when you take into account then the fold and the extra fabric, the bulk from the fold, from the seams, that I'm yelling like you're deaf. I don't know why. Sorry. He was saying that when you do a 1/4 inch, it just tends to take up more than a 1/4 inch. So I'm going to try sewing just a thread or two with the tiniest amount this side of a 1/4 inch, as opposed to the other way. And I'm just going to be curious how that, ends up, or if it makes a difference. The only problem is, I think you have to also find a way, if you're going to do that, to still be quite accurate, because when you're saying you're just going to go a wee bit on one and a wee little bit more on the other one, you could end up in the same problem, right? Still nothing lining up. So we'll play with that, I think. Yes, I think. So we are, that's my problem. I'm going to turn that off for a minute. Nope. Still haven't gone back and moved the needle. Haven't had time. Did dinner, or I tell you what, yesterday was a blur. Never made it back in here. Nope. So what I'm thinking we're gonna do is get this part finished, and then get this part finished, and then we're going to cut the back because I have a fabric that's going to be so adorable for the back of this. So we're going to cut the back, and then tomorrow we'll put the whole thing together. Plan? That's what I thought. So, what are you working on? Are you doing something for Memorial Day? Memorial Day is a good, like, do up a picnic blanket, you know? Well, I'll tell you what. I don't think you're going to be doing much with a picnic blanket this weekend. I mean, maybe where you are, but it's hot this weekend. It's going to be hot for the next week. I mean, in the 90s, like mid, 92, 94, 96. So we're going to do a whole lot of kind of relaxing and go do some gardening stuff. Go hit some garden shops tomorrow, I think. And then take a swim. That's what I want to do, is take a swim. And hang out. And then on Sunday, we have our live. And then we've been invited to a barbecue. Cookout. Cookout, barbecue, whatever you call it. So we'll go do that. I'm going to start sewing these rows together. Let's keep this puppy moving. I'm going to, so we're going to do that on Sunday, and then in the afternoon, I think in the earlier in the day, I got two big planters in front that they need weeding. Oh my God. It's awful. We weed them all the time, but I tell you what, down here, weeds are their own saga. And let's see. And I can tell you right now, we have absolutely nothing planned for Monday. No. Taking full advantage of the fact that stuff's closed. Stuff's closed. Need a break. Welcome break. Gotta love these 3-day weekends, right? I do. I have a weird feeling that this is actually coming together. I mean, so far, this first row. But these points are going to be pretty close. How exciting would that be? Okay. Oh. Something burning? It's just the iron. Okay, let's see. Not great, but not bad. I mean, not the best I've ever done. In terms of everybody kind of keeping their, staying in their little lane. But not bad. Hold on, I'll show you. And I started thinking last night and started gathering together some fun stuff to do to start getting ready for Father's Day. Because I haven't mouthed enough projects, right, that we're working on. But okay, I'm going to say something that, I don't know, some people nowadays might find controversial. But I was talking to Steve the other night, and two rows, not bad. There's a big push and promotion. There's a big focus on women, right? There's a big focus on women, women's rights, women being empowered to do also whatever they want. You know, all that jazz. But, and Mother's Day, we tend on Mother's Day, I think, you know, we make Mother's Day obviously a big deal because it's a big deal. It's a big day, right? And we should do that. I'm not saying that we should change anything about that, about anything that I've mentioned. However, I don't care for the fact that sometimes there's a tendency, sometimes, I'm not making a huge general statement, but sometimes we have a tendency to kind of and maybe I'm wrong, but sometimes we have a tendency to make Mother's Day this very kind of very emotional, and again, women are more emotional. I'm not sure where I'm going with this conversation. We're getting a little loose here. Sometimes I feel like we make Father's Day a little bit more, I don't know, hokey or kind of played down than we do Mother's Day. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense. I'm probably just rambling. This may be an episode that you just want to and you know, I heard it said, I guess what kind of got me thinking about it was, you know, in terms of, whoops, hold on, just hold on. You know, no one would be here without their mothers. Yes, no one would be here without their mother. I wouldn't be here without my mother. I wouldn't have made it. There's a lot of things. Listen, trust me, I wouldn't have made it. Not just because I wouldn't have been created, but, you know, I needed a little house for 9 months. But we wouldn't be here without our fathers either. So there's an importance there. And I just, I wanted to do some projects and place just as much importance on some of the projects that we do in June for Father's Day as we did for the stuff that we did on Mother's Day, you know. So that was my point. God, that took a long way to get there. Jeez. Just tell me what time it is. Don't tell me how to build the clock. Yikes. Okay, let's see how this one did. That's all right. Again, it was all right. It's not anything, I don't think, that if you were hanging this or putting it on your table or whatever that you'd notice. But obviously we noticed, right? Okay, let's do this now. Okay. Somebody, and I don't have I try not to look at my phone while I'm, you know, while you guys are here. I try not to. And somebody had left a couple of comments. It was the same person. I think it was Scotty. Again, I'm going to get myself in trouble. The comments about the bias, sewing on the bias and not steaming the bias. I'm trying not to steam. Had also left because I mentioned I was making meatloaf last night. And I didn't see their comment about their meatloaf recipe until long after dinner, until I finally sat down last night. So I thank you for your recipe. Thank you. I love a good recipe. Love a good recipe. I love a good easy recipe. I'm a baker. I'm not a cooker. I'm more baker than cook. I cook because we have to eat. And truth be told, I'm probably not unlike some women where I would probably eat the same thing every day or every night, just out of the ease of not having to think up something new for dinner every night. Or, you rotate the same couple of things around for a few weeks or whatever, and then suddenly everybody gets tired of them, so you gotta come up with a whole new rotation. I'd probably have a salad and, I don't know, some chicken, a rotisserie chicken. That would be my meal just for the rest of my life. Primarily just so I wouldn't have to think about what to cook. Now that being said, I do love to bake. I love to bake. I like the precision of baking, and kind of understanding the flavors. Cooking always, seasoning and spicing things, I don't know. What does it have to do with sewing? And so we sew. Okay, last row. So we're doing so I've got I was kind of snooping around the internet last night looking for some fun, nice, memorable dad things for Father's Day. Okay. And okay, here we go. And on Sunday's Live, we're going to work on the butterfly quilt some more. I'm hoping to get further along on the butterfly quilt. I seem to have lost my steam on it this week, and I don't want that to happen. I want to get it finished. So I'm hoping, because it's a long weekend, that in addition to working on it while we're live on Sunday, that I'll also get some of it done, Monday. I thought this was a fun little idea and it came together so quick. I don't think my bottom's lined up right. All right, let's just see. I think tonight we're gonna go and grab a quick bite out. Oh, it was perfect. I didn't think this one was lined up at all, and it ended up lining up, I think, just about perfect. Okay, let's see. Okay. Now, It came out cute. That's cute. I like it. Okay, now I think, come back over here. Because what I think I'm gonna do, I have this, look how cute this is. It's, this was an old Joann's fabric. It's fireworks, but there's a little glitter to it. Can you see this? I don't know if you can see the glitter. Just a little bit of glitter in it. A little sparkle. A little bling. So I think we'll do that for the back. And I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with some of these other pieces from that charm pack that were really cute. But I'm going to be honest with you. I'm probably not going to worry about it tonight. All right. Let's see. So we've got to go run one quick errand. And then I think we're going to grab a bite in town and just make it easy tonight because I don't feel like cooking. I just don't. Really what it is, I don't feel like thinking about what I'm going to cook. I just don't. I'd eat crackers and a ginger ale standing over the sink. All right, so what do we need? We need, let's call it 24 by, let's call it 19. Shall we do that? Shall we call that? Let's do that. Okay. Oh my goodness, why is this? Do you ever have like your brain just can't get a grasp on what you're trying to do? Scoot back, scooch back just a teensy bit. Okay. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cut with my scissors, just so I can get this piece a little bit more manageable right now. Because it's quite stiff. There we go. Okay. Now, this one's actually closer, I think. Let's see. Let's see if this is going to be, if this will work. I'm basically doing it about the size of my mat is basically what I'm doing. So we're just going to make one more cut over here, and then I think we'll be just about good to go. Just about good to go. Do I want to bind this? Yes. Yes. Okay, so you have to lay down here. I should probably get rid of that salvage edge, or at least set this above it, right? Let's make sure that you are above the salvage edge. Nice. Okay. I'm not crazy about that little wrinkle there, which is probably kind of part of the bias issue and pulling it too much, or seaming it too much. No, I think my seam was off. Well, my seam was off. Yeah, my seam was off on the back. I can see it. Well, I dare you to come over to my house and pick out that seam was off. I dare you. Go ahead. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, now, do I have a piece of batting? That's too small. I have to dig out the batting. Angela, do you ever come to the project prepared? Ever? No. No, I don't. But I'm thinking, maybe I could do something. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do some sort of a little placemat with this tomorrow. Maybe we'll do that. Okay, so I'm just going to pin this puppy on in a couple places just so I can hold it up for you, and so that I remember, I don't forget that I have that salvage edge at the top there that I don't want to cut off until I get this thing kind of sandwiched up. So here's what we're going to do. Tomorrow, part 3 of this video. So we've got the front done and we've chosen the back. There's the front of our little wall hanging, and there's the back. Yay! So tomorrow we will bind it, God willing, and the creek don't rise. Okay, so that's it. Part 2 is in the bag of the Star Spangled wall hanging. She's almost done, and she'll be ready to hang tomorrow afternoon, so that for the rest of the weekend she'll be up, and especially for Memorial Day. And for all of you who have served, who have someone who has served, our thanks, our deep and sincerest thanks. And for those of you that have lost someone who served our country or in the service of our country, we owe you the deepest of thanks and the deepest of gratitude. And we are. So, as we kick off Memorial Day, I hope you all have a fabulous evening. I'm going to go. The errand we have to run, Steve needs a haircut. He's needed a haircut for about a month. He has needed a haircut. And we just never make the time. And now he's just, you know how you know, he's a little shaggy in the back. So we're going to go and get him a haircut. And then we're going to go find something to eat for dinner so that I don't have to cook. And then we're going to come home and relax and get ready to kick off the weekend. Love Friday nights. Just love it. Okay, with that, have a fantastic evening and a fun morning. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Remember to like, subscribe, and share if you haven't already done that. And don't forget, only a 1/4 inch seam. Or a scant 1/4 inch seam. Or a little bit more than a quarter. No, just do a 1/4 inch. Just keep your life easy. Only a 1/4 inch seam. I love you guys. Bye. See you tomorrow.